destroys us. You sure you want to do this? Once we go in, there's no going back. I have to.
Yeah, that took me like 25 motherfucking tries to get that right, to get the switch on there and to show you a little bit of the trailer. When I think of Mortal Engines, I think a little bit of the Leviathan series. Do you remember that? This is Scott Westerfeld's book about World War One and the clankers. The Germans had these mechanical machines, and then the others had like these Darwin beasts. But here, like the clankers, here are all these other things. Look at this. This is World War One inspired nonsense. This is like it spanned 3 books. You know, Behemoth was the sequel to that, and then you had the conclusion, which was Goliath. And Mortal Engines, of course, reminds me of the last 15 to 20 minutes of Batman Ninja. If you've ever seen Batman Ninja, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, it looks like it's one of those things. It is based on a book itself, just like Scott Westerfeld's Leviathan series. We'll put that over here. That's the first edition. This is Mortal Engines for... Said it got a low score on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Mortal Engines. So basically it is about... It's a post-apocalypse. Wow. Another one of those. Which you have cities on giant tanks. So you have tank cities and everybody's fighting... basically, here you have the actors. Hera Hilmar plays Hester Shaw. Her mom has been murdered by Thaddeus Valentine. That's Hugo Weaving. Robert Sheehan plays the potential boyfriend, and Jihae, I think, is a rock star who plays Anna Fang. She looks very serious in the movie. I mean, I like the idea. This is a Peter Jackson movie, so, you know, either this is going to be a hit or miss. I would probably say maybe watch this if there's nothing else. But Spider-Man's supposed to be out, so I would probably stick with Spider-Man in the animated movie. So let's go over the stunt crew. So if we can get that in focus. Can we get that in focus? Is it in focus? Barely. Barely. Okay. There we go. Stunt crew. We have Isaac Hammond as the stunt coordinator. He's done Batman vs. Superman, The Hobbit, Justice League, and Hurt Locker. Then we have 2 assistant stunt coordinators. Rick Anderson, who did Hobbit and Pirates of the Caribbean. Master Lee, he's done, let me see, Deadpool, Ant-Man, Fast and Furious 8, Transformers, the original Transformers movie, Captain America, and Aquaman. That's coming out in a couple of weeks or a week or 2. It's going to be something. Then we have the utility stunts, which is Bodhi Fitzpatrick. Now, Bodhi Fitzpatrick has done Hunger Games. She's done War for the Planet of the Apes, and Jungle Book. Not to be confused with Mowgli. Then we have utility stunts, which is Michael Homick. Michael Homick has done Hobbit and Evil Dead series. I think it's the newest Evil Dead series. Then we have Gareth Ruck. Gareth Ruck here, this little helmet here, represents the safety. You got to have safety. Always have safety on set. So he's mostly in charge of safety and how the stunt performers are doing safely on the set. Olivia could have used someone like him. Good guy, seems like it. Ghost in the Shell. And then we have James R.W. Smith, who did Utilities. He did Ghost in the Shell, Hobbit, War for the Planet of the Apes, and JB. Something. What did I say JB was? Hunger Games, War for the Planet of the Apes, and whatever JB was. I'm sorry, I can't remember. Let's see, Mark Trotter, Hobbit, The Meg, Power Rangers. Now, he did do Mark Trotter he's the fight choreographer. He did the PlayStation 2 edition of Power Rangers. So he would motion capture and choreograph the fights for all the Rangers, all the superhero Power Rangers. Then we have Bernadette Van Gyen, another safety. I think Gareth Ruck is the safety diver, and Bernadette Van Gyen is another safety coordinator. She did The Matrix. I think it's the first Matrix. X-Men Origins Wolverine, Gods of Egypt, and The Hobbit. I think some of the other ones have done Gods of Egypt, and I think Rick Anderson did Jungle Book as well. So we have some similar people. Rosalie Van Horik, you can see her beautiful picture. She's the stunt double for Jihae and Hera for Hester. She is playing Hester Shaw, and Anna Fang doing leaping, jumping stunts, fighting stunts, running stunts. She did Thor Ragnarok, The Hobbit, one of the Hobbit movies, Pirates of the Caribbean, I think the latest one, and The Meg. And then we have these ones at the bottom. I'll go through these really quick. Yoshinao Aonuma, Cameron Brown, Kawiya Chambers, Finton Costello, his relative Tyrone Costello, Rodney Cook, Damian Bryson, Matt Bennett, Tanya Drury, David Drummond, Clint Elvey, Stephen Gray, Wint Hammond, Peter Hassall, Alan Henry, Jeremy Hollis, Jace Lee, Sarah Munn. I'm sorry if you can't read these carefully. Shane Rangi, Ing Sildnik, Haley Stent, Jacob Tamuri, Jade Rutan, David Stella, Ryan Turan, Amanda Weaver. I don't think it's Amanda Weaver. I think it's Amanda Weaver. That's the way it's written. Now, types of stunts. Running, green, blue obstacles. So, perfect example. If you were to go back to the movies, the Star Wars movies, some of these are perfect example. You have the Attack of the Clones. You have Revenge of the Sith. And then you have King Kong. You look at this for more blue and green screen action, a lot of behind the scenes stuff. In these types of movies, you can find out exactly what kind of stunts you might see in Mortal Engines. What you see, damn me if I don't remember the guy's name. The guy's name is Ben. And Ben is Kit Fisto, and he's the stunt double for Anakin Skywalker for Hayden Christensen. Ben Cook. Ben Cook did Kit Fisto in this one, and he did the double for Anakin in Revenge of the Sith. And so the types of stunts Ben did in these movies, and then the stunts you may see here are all kind of related, in which you have a blue and green screen set. You have these big, giant sort of obstacle courses, and it sort of goes down to American Ninja Warrior overall. You have close combat, you have wire work, you have diving, you have climbing. The reason why there's an asterisk here by running is because the actors themselves may be doing this. Climbing is green and blue related, falling and jumping. So if you think of American Ninja Warrior, and you see how some of the contestants are running through obstacles, you may see them on wires for safety reasons, on harnesses. You may not see them on harnesses as they're climbing all these obstacles to get to the end. That's sort of like Mortal Engines, except that they're climbing a part of a tank to get to another tank, or jumping somewhere, or falling somewhere, falling in a chasm, or like, I have not seen this movie, but I bet you a character is going to jump from one tank to the other. You know what I mean? Like, okay, hang on, leap, and jump onto the other tank. So that's the kind of stuff you may end up seeing. And it reminded me of the Batman Ninja vehicles, where the Joker assembles the 4 vehicles together, and it's like that, like these cities on tanks. But most importantly, it reminded me very much so of the books from Scott Westerfeld, in which this took place during World War I, where you had one part of the world fighting with Darwinian animals, big mutant animals, and then the other side was fighting with machines, clankers. So it reminds me so much of that World War I stuff. Except there's a real genuine love story here in Scott Westerfeld's book, as he deals with teenagers. And I think Mortal Engines is I think it's one novel. I'm not sure if it's a series of novels, but I think it's one novel. And so this one's like three novels. But anyway, this is sort of what the movie reminds me of. Will it be any good? Probably, probably not. But overall, I think that it's something else to watch. If you saw Spider-Man, or if you're not a huge Spider-Man fan, this might be the movie to go and see, to test out. Jihae is pretty attractive. So that's about it for all these actors, for all these performers. You can look them up on IMDb. There are all kinds of movies. There are all kinds of stunt people in all kinds of movies. You may see them, you may not, but honor and respect your stunt doubles. And I'll see you at the movies. Until next time, I'm signing out.